Greetings to another video. Today we're going to talk all about one of my favourite topics in cycling, and that is cleats and pedal systems and which one is going to be right for you, because I have spent years flip-flopping between the Shimano 2-bolt SPD pedal, which are flush within the shoe, and the Shimano SPD SL, which is the road version, 3-bolt, which protrude outside of the shoe. And I'll tell you now, I've decided that the 2-bolt is for me. They are my favourite, and that's what I use on my road bike. I thought I'd just go over a couple of different categories so you can decide which one are going to be right for you, because like I say, I've spent years debating which one is going to be better. So hopefully this helps you. So first off, in fact, let me just add a little caveat. I know there are other systems, but I think the Shimano is just the most generic and the most I think that people use. I know there are Speedplay, I know there's Look, I know there's all these different ones, but I'm just going to cover road and mountain bike in this video. I guess the things do cover other brands as well, but yeah, just adding that in there before you all get in the comments like, what about Speedplay? I know, I'll give them a little mention at the end. Anyway, first thing is the weight. So mountain bike 2-bolt cleats and pedals are made of metal, so they are heavy because they need to be more robust when they're off-road, mountain biking, hitting rocks, for example. Whereas the road are made of plastic and obviously just meant for road, so they are a lot lighter. So if weight is your thing, obviously the road system is going to be better for you. Just out of curiosity, I had a look actually at what the differences was. An Ultegra pair of pedals weighs 248 grams, and a Shimano mountain bike SPD pair weigh, I've got it written down, 320 grams. So there's not that much difference. Whereas if you add the extra weight of what the shoes are going to be as well, it is going to add up. So again, yeah, if weight things is for you, that doesn't make sense. If weight is important to you, then go for road. Next thing is the setup of them, and of course the 2-bolt is just so much easier to set up because you've literally just got that area just to go up and down. And a little tip, Philbert, master bike fitter, always recommends people just put them all the way back because he said that's going to alleviate potentially any knee issues. So just put them all the way back. Whereas with the road, there is so much adjustability, which might be good for you, which might be what you want. So yeah, there's extra adjustability with that. But then I think where there is more adjustability, there's potential for more pain or injury or niggle if they're not in the right place. So just bear that in mind. The next category is comfort. And so with the SPDs, the mountain bike, there is quite a bit of float. So what that means is when you are locked into the pedal, your foot does move a little bit more. Whereas with the road, you are way more locked in. There are different variants of the cleat. So there's red, blue, and yellow. The yellow is the most, I think that's 4 degrees of float. So just bear that in mind as well. I personally don't mind having a little bit of float. However, if I was going to go and do a hill climb or I was going to do a race, I would use road, because I just feel like when you're more locked in, I don't know if there's any science to back it up, but I just feel like when you're more locked in, the power's going through the bike more. I will mention this in a minute though about power transfer. I just feel more secure and more locked in. However, I'd say that I'd use it for a race. I did use road in a race once. It was a crit race, and I couldn't get clipped in at the start. I couldn't, if the pedal was the wrong way, and I was like, I can't do it. I think it was just nerves. But I then spent the rest of that race trying to catch up the pack of riders, and I was like, well, this is pointless. I should have just bloody had my SPDs on, and that wouldn't have happened. So I guess it just varies on what your use case is and how good you are at clipping in. I will come on to that actually, again, ease of use. SPDs, because they're two-sided, you can just clip in both sides. It's just so much easier to clip in. Whereas with the road, you've only got one side to clip in. And for me, I found because of the riding I do, I'm going to new places and taking lots of pictures. And if I'm on a steep climb, I'm I see something that I want to take a picture of, I don't mind stopping when I've got SPDs on because I just find it easier to clip back in. However, when I've got my road shoes, I'm like, no, I'll not get clipped back in. I just don't like it. So you might have the skills, you might be able to do it on steep climbs. I'm just terrible, I'm not good at it. And so, yeah, that's another thing to bear in mind. The next thing is longevity and cost. So with the SPDs, because they're made of metal, they are they're just bulletproof. They just last and last and last. I've had shoes that have worn out before the cleats have, because they are just, well, they're metal. They just don't, there's nothing, you can't, they're like indestructible. I honestly think they are. Whereas with road, because they're made of plastic, they do wear out a lot quicker. So you're going to be spending more overall replacing those cleats because they are made of plastic. You can get little covers if you are walking around on them, but I mean, who's going to stop and put little cleat covers on? I think nobody does that at cafe. And that brings me on to actual like ease of use off the bike. Because if you are someone that's touring and that's someone that is wanting to do a little bit of walking, then obviously SPDs are going to be better because they're just comfier to walk in. Whereas when you've got SPDs on, like, they're just not good. Even in cafes, I don't really like them in cafes because I don't feel like stable in them. Not as stable, I don't mind it, but I definitely prefer the SPD feel. So that brings us on to power transfer, because I think that's the main reason why people use road, and I've fell into that before, being like, no, I need those because I'm more clipped in, there's going to be more power transfer. I did a bit of research before making this video and I can't find anything conclusive to say that road are, like, the difference is, basically I think the difference is negligible. That's what I found. I couldn't find anything that was saying that, yes, it's way better for power transfer, because, and I think this is due to the advancements in shoes, because the way that the power is transferred is obviously through the sole of the pedal as well. So now we've got these mountain bike shoes that are just like phenomenal. They're like carbon soled, like so stiff, like as stiff as my road shoe. So I think it's because in the past mountain bike shoes didn't tend to be as stiff, but now with like gravel and things like that, and especially like gravel racing, the off-road shoes have just, like, the advancements in them have just come on so much. And I think that's why now I prefer SPDs, because I've got these super stiff, almost like road shoes, but with the easier, more walkable, more long-lasting cleat. So that's why I use these, because I still feel like I get that like power transfer because they are so stiff, but you get all the benefits of like being able to walk around and being able to clip in, and yeah, that's why I prefer them. After saying all that though, even though I know that it's negligible, like, power difference, I think if you're a pro, obviously, like, every single watt counts. So I understand why the pros wear them, but I don't think for regular people like us that are just kind of riding on club rides, even doing a bit of racing, I don't think it makes that much difference. But saying that, if I'm going to go out and do, if I've got a training session I'm going to do outdoors, I still opt for my road shoes. I don't know why. I think it's more of the locked in feeling, and that I'll put up with like the downsides of like them wearing out faster and not being able to clip in as easy. I don't know why I still do that, but overall, yeah, I still use the lovely 2-bolt mountain bike pedal. None of us need like really expensive shoes. Like these are like unbelievably expensive, but I probably wear these shoes more than I wear any other shoes that I own, because I'm on my bike more than I am walking around. So they do definitely get used. Also, I should add, because I know there's going to be someone that says that, and I said I would add this, is Speedplay. So Speedplay have got dual-sided, but they're road. I tried them once years ago. I personally didn't get on with them because there's so much adjustability. I got a bit of knee pain. I was like, no, I'm not doing it. Like, don't try and fix what's not broken. So I just went back to the Shimano ones. Maybe I'll try them again, because they do seem like it's the perfect mix of mountain bike and road. Dunno, what do you think? Let me know your opinions. Okay. Let me know which you prefer, where you use them, what like your discipline is. If you are like a road racer, do you use mountain bike pedals, or are you definitely like, no, I'm going to stick to road? If you're a tourer, which ones do you use? I know people that tour and still use road shoes, so I want your opinions. Let me know what you think. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all next video. Okay, goodbye. Goodbye. Goodbye.